guys already know, I train pretty intense. I train really heavy. Working in with Iain, it's going to show why he's the champion. He trains just as hard and heavier. So this is really cool, getting the experience to train with the champion, see what I need to do for 365 days to be the champion next year.
I know that bodybuilding is not like for everybody, and it's never going to be like maybe the most mainstream thing, but you know, I know that there's an art there and there's something unique there that everybody can get interested in some way, even if it's like in a level of disgust, you know.
Right.
It's still like one of those, it's still a spectacle, and you know, people love spectacles. I mean, people love the World's Strongest Man because it's like, it's unbelievable, and you know, people love to watch these things because it's the spectacle, and I think bodybuilding is one of those things that, you know, has that potential to be back in that spotlight. I think, like you said, I think we're coming back full circle like that. You know, I think there was kind of a transition period, you know, where that love of bodybuilding kind of disappeared a little bit. So, you know, you can tell who's doing what for the real reasons of the love of the sport and the bodybuilding and the training. And I think right now, the cream is rising to the top. There's two ways that people could look at this. You know, they could look at this as like, you know, Martin's a young guy, I should not help him, he's gonna catch me and beat me and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, he probably will, but who fucking cares? I mean, I'd rather enjoy these experiences, you know, and teach you what I can, you teach me what you can, you know, we can all be better. I mean, and if it brings out the best in us, it's the better for everybody, you know? So it's like, I'm not gonna not help you and you're not gonna help me because it's like, we might not, you know? It's like, that's stupid. It's like, we all love doing this. Let's all help each other. Let's all learn. Let's all have fun. Let's do what we love, you know, and we'll just get the best out of each other. I mean, this weekend was a prime example. I mean, you know, knowing Steve was there and you were there and Phil was there, it brought out the best in me. I mean, this was without a doubt the best I brought this weekend. And, you know, I know that you learned a lot this weekend. You'll be better next time, you know? I mean, that's what it's about, you know? And, you know, you and I getting to connect here, and, you know, we'll all learn. I'm sure we'll connect again, you know, and we'll get up with Brett, and we'll train, we'll all be better, and that'll be, you know, that'll be from there, right? So. These are the moments that we all learn, we all grow, we all become better bodybuilders from, right? So I mean, it's awesome to be down here, man, and to have these moments and have these experiences, and you know, get to share with young guys that, you know, I see so much hope and so much potential in, and you know, and guys that, you know, when I was coming up, you know, I wish I had that mindset and that, you know, that headspace that guys like Martin had. You know, it was such a different place when I was coming up. You know, it was so much like, you know, you'd be backstage at shows and it was like, it was you know, you remember when you're at amateur shows and everyone's like mean mugging each other?
Every
and
man
it's like,
for himself.
Every man for himself. And like, you know, I felt that this weekend, that it was none of that's like disappearing, you know? When we were talking about that in the intro, you know, it's like we were all backstage and everyone's there to, you know, help each other. And it's like, you know, I'm pumping up my band breaks, Hassan hands me a set of bands, you know? It's like, guy doesn't speak a lick of English, but he's there to hand his bands right away, you know? And you and I are chatting, you're telling me about your peak, how it didn't go good, and, you know, and we're sitting shooting the shit and learning, and, you know, we're here and we're all getting better, man. I mean, this is awesome stuff.
Alright guys, so training with the champ here, hitting some T-bar rows. Both of us really like to train back. It's a fun one for us. But something I wanted to touch on, it's kind of cool, we were just talking about it, is both of us started out in college athletics in track, which is kind of cool. Both of us just kind of being really well-rounded athletes, and I feel like track athletes are someone that can really do anything or take their athletic ability anywhere. So, big difference. I was a thrower, this guy was a sprinter. But look at us now, we're both open bodybuilders, we're both a couple freaks. So it's really cool to just see those different avenues kind of come to the same tipping point.
And I think it's a good thing too, like, I think you see that in a lot of, especially bodybuilding athletics like that, translate a lot over, because one, the training, you know, the level of training is very comparable, and two, like, the fast twitch fiber base and that hard train like that is a really good transition over. So I think a lot of guys that, especially throwers, sprinters, hurdlers, convert really well into really good bodybuilders, you know? Or like even like someone like Phil, you know, basketball player, like quick, explosive, you know, guys like that. I know Kevin LeBron was like a really good sprinter. You know, you get a lot of these guys that, you know, that fast twitch fiber base, these explosive, strong guys really convert well into bodybuilding.
Yeah. Let's go, champ! 8 weeks! 8 weeks! Let's go! Come on! All you! Yes! Perfect! Yes! Yeah! Halfway! Come on! 1! Yes! 2! Come on, 3 more! 1! 2! Come on! Another! 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 Come on! Yes! Yes! 1 more! Yes! Woo!
That was good. I got the leg shake. Oh, that was awesome.
You know, I'm a fan of 90s bodybuilding when guys like Flex Wheeler and Christian Cormier trained every day together and pushed each other to be better. And the guys at Golds were always pushing each other and posing, and everybody wanted bodybuilding, specifically the sport itself, to become better. So that's where we are, and that's where I see bodybuilding going, is all of us young and up-and-comers love the sport and want to see the sport succeed. Not just ourselves, not just for money, not just for you know, Instagram, not just for fame, but we want to see the sport get better. I know that one thing like Brett and I always talk about is like bodybuilding on ESPN again. How cool would that be? There's nothing more cool than the idea of like me and my boys being on ESPN, and then you know, someday some 13, some 12-year-old kid like me sees me on TV and says, you know what, I'm gonna be that guy someday.
I remember, like, you know, when I was young, before I even knew what bodybuilding was, and you know, I'd be like at home on a Friday night and I'd be skipping through like my Bell satellite channels, you know, and you come on like the 2006 Olympia would be on TV, and at the time I had no idea what it was, but you know, you could watch it. You can't help but watch it, you know, and then that disappeared for a while. So, you know, but those are, even now, like, those aren't things I knew about at the time, but I still remember those distinctly in my mind, you know. I don't remember flicking by the 2008 Super Bowl, but I remember flipping by the Olympia back then, you know, and watching those. I'm like, what the fuck is this stuff, you know? This is crazy, what is this? And you can't help but watch it and, you know, marvel at the spectacle of bodybuilding, right? So, you know, to have it back like that would be so cool. And, you know, it's, like you said, these are the things that, you know, like we'll remember and cherish, you know, and like you get to look back at, and, you know, to have those memories, and, you know, to have that like experience, or, you know, have that like that on film, and, you know, have these things is so cool, right? So squeeze it.
A lot of these machines we were playing with, where the caber is. This one, we got on it, it just felt right, so we left it alone. Both of us just have a crazy pump right now, so I think literally rowing our arms at this point.
Anything at this point, but picking up your t-shirt feels like a pump.
That's right. So those post-show pumps, as we all know, this is the most fun time to work out. This is the funnest part of bodybuilding right here. Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Come on! Yeah!
Woo! It's like, you know what it's like to, you know, do a throw PB, you know?
Yeah.
That feeling when you get up there and you get in that circle and you throw a PB, it's like there's no feeling like that. It's the same when you get in, you know, get on the platform and pull 8 plates for a double, and that excitement, that like that anticipation you feel in it, and you know that day it's like
anxiety leading
and that excitement, then when we fulfill it, it's like it's such a level of, you know, excitement to it, and like that rush, you know, and it's the same. It's like, you know, last week, okay, I you know, bent over, roll 4 plates for 5, and this week I'm going for 8, I'm going for 9, I'm going for 10. You've got your friends there to push you, and you feel that excitement in the air, you know. It's really exciting, you know. So I think that's one of the things that really crosses over, and you know, it's really coming back into the forefront of bodybuilding. So it's fun, it's exciting, man. So, and I felt that today when we were training, I felt that on stage on Saturday, that love and that passion is back in the air, you know, so it's fun.
Yes, no, absolutely. That's one thing, if you can take anything from this session, is how much Iain and I love bodybuilding and how much we want to see it be successful. So, you know, great session today, guys. Lots of great takeaways. But at the end of the day, bodybuilding is the best thing on the planet, and if you don't like it, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Dude, Martin was getting gassed up. He's ready to go train again.
He wants to go. He wants to go throw some shot put now.
It is, man. That's true. It's true.